and friends and family and students of the 8th grade, and welcome to our 8th grade ceremony and exhibition as we honor these students' gateway and transition into high school. Most of us can't believe it, that time has come. But as we always do at Oak Grove School, I'd like to just take a moment of silence to bring ourselves into this present precious moment that we're going to share with these kids. I'd also like to say that you all look extremely beautiful and handsome and put together today.
Yeah.
On behalf of the school, I'd like to start by thanking your teachers, Ron and Faith, Karen, Camille, Erin, Katie, and Christy, for their dedication in helping you to develop those foundational skills, both intellectual, artistic, physical, social, and emotional, that you will build as you move on to high school. I'd also like to thank your family members and friends who have supported you on this wonderful journey from childhood to young adulthood, in particular, your parents and guardians who chose to join with us in this journey by sending you to Oak Grove School. And finally, I would like to thank you, the students, for sharing with us your wisdom, your multiple talents, your incredible humor and goofiness, your kindness, and your friendship. Both individually and as a group, you have embraced and modeled the arts of living and learning that we hold dear at Oak Grove School. Inquiry, communication, academia, engagement, aesthetics, and the art of caring and relationship to self, others, and the world. May you continue to do so long into the future. Whatever your next step, I hope you will always consider this school your home. Once a lizard, always a lizard. Please welcome to the podium your teachers, Ron, Faith, and Karen.
Eighth grade is a special year. Students are mastering essential skills for entering the world of high school. This year, students have grown not only academically, but in their ability to complete the task at hand, to manage their time, to navigate and maneuver social relationships, and physically, they have changed before our very eyes. Voices are lowered, makeup adorns their faces, and 8th grade class is no longer a group of boys and girls, but a group of young men and young women.
It is with great pride that we take this time to honor the students in the 8th grade class of 2011 at Oak Grove School. They have accomplished great feats, seen amazing things, and above all, grown as people. From camping in El Capitan to braving the fierce weather of the Colorado Plateau and embracing the transition from childhood to adulthood in Matilaha Canyon, these students have given us many reasons to be proud.
Asha has blessed us with music, beautiful music, a charisma that brightens the room, and a dedication to academics that is inspiring. There is no doubt that Asha is ready for the things to come.
Brittany has an infectious energy that she shares with each of her classmates. Her logical mind, creative expression as a musical artist, and charitable nature have greatly helped to enhance our community. There is no doubt that Brittany will continue to thrive wherever she goes.
Chloe Bly is an insightful young woman who, through her creative expression and incredible talents as a writer, encourages everyone around her to be the best they can be. There is no doubt that her sweet nature will continue to be cherished in the years ahead.
Cooper Pippett has brought a wealth of knowledge to the class this past year. His awareness of the world around him and the excitement of new knowledge is something that we all have benefited from. Cooper has the drive to tackle problems head-on, and there is no doubt that he will overcome any obstacle that he faces in the future.
Gianni, he's learned who he is this year and who he wants to become. He's a great listener. When he is needed, he is there, and he's a strong influence for those around him. There is no doubt his skills will assist him in finding success in his next venture.
Kai has limitless amounts of energy and an athletic prowess that is impressive for a student of his age. Kai loves to share stories of his experience with a creative flair all his own. Kai tackles problems with a passion and shows amazing skill as a leader to his peers. There is no doubt that Kai will continue to bring energy and passion to his future endeavors.
Kyle Cook has surprised us all through the years with his many talents. He is an athlete, a scholar, a trustworthy friend. Kyle approaches problems with a keen intelligence and is a strong leader. Kyle has found his place at Oak Grove, and there is no doubt that he will continue to surprise in the years to come.
Noah Gilman brings laughter and entertainment during class, on trips, and wherever you are when within reach. Noah's playful personality ensures that he's a compassionate and enjoyable friend, and he has learned to balance academics and play this year. There is no doubt Noah will continue to bring joy to those around him in years to come.
Olivia is a note-taking genius and a loyal friend. Olivia takes her time with her assignments, valuing a high-quality, polished, finished product. There is no doubt that Olivia's attention to detail will continue to aid her on her path to come.
Ruby Doss has found herself, and we found her voice. She excelled as an equestrian on the Oak Grove equestrian team and set the academic bar for excellence in the junior high school. There is no doubt that Ruby will find herself in her next adventure.
Sophia has learned to balance a plethora of gifts: musical, academic, athletic, and social. She is ever willing to share her opinion and brings a valuable point of view to all discussions. There's no doubt Sophia will conquer the next step in her education.
Will has an enviable sense of humor that brings joy to those around him. He buzzes with creative ideas and is at the front of the group in attacking new adventures with zestful energy. There is no doubt that Will continue to approach his next quest with exhilaration, passion, and skill.
Throughout this year, we have shared amazing experiences and built lasting relationships. It has been an honor to work alongside of these students, share in their learning and growth, and it is with great pleasure that we introduce the first of the 8th graders of the 2011 Oak Grove School to share his thoughts. Without further ado, Kyle Crook.
It's interesting to see myself grow, because I never stop to see how fast my life is really going by. During our trip to Moab, Utah, we heard a quote by Terry Tempest Williams: "Days are long and years are short." The past 8 years at Oak Grove School have been amazing. I'll never forget my experiences at Oak Grove. I remember coming to Oak Grove in first grade and watching everyone having the best of times. I remember thinking that I wouldn't be able to make any friends, but to my own surprise, I made many. The more time I spent at Oak Grove, the more time I realized how welcome everyone was. Two of my best friends, Alyssa and Gianni, helped me throughout these 8 years. These are two friends that would have never formed without being at Oak Grove. Oak Grove is full of opportunities, such as its internships, performances, and celebrations. During my internships at Calais Bresson, a French chocolate shop, I saw how important it is to have a job that you love, even if it doesn't pay well. Jean-Michel Carré loved his job, even though it required that he work 6 to 7 days a week. I also had an internship at Nike headquarters. I was able to see how a very large business works. Although Nike has 3,000 employees, they are all able to work as a team. At Oak Grove performances, I enjoyed the opportunity to play my instruments. I like attending Oak Grove celebrations such as Earth Day because you can see the community enjoying being with their family and friends. I also had the opportunity to show my Do Cell Phones Cause Cancer project. The opportunities at Oak Grove have helped me grow in many ways. I want to thank my family for supporting me throughout my whole life and always giving me tips when I need them. I want to thank my teachers for always encouraging me to take the extra step and keep moving forward.
Hi, my name is Chloe Bly, and I've been attending Oak Grove School for 7 years now. I have so much to be grateful to, and so many people to be grateful to. Ron, for showing me how to be a better person in this world during the 3 years we've had together. I wish it could be longer. I will miss hearing you say transpire constantly, and hearing your version of Roxanne, and telling us random stories that always make my day. Faith, for always lighting up every day, and teaching me so much in this 1 year. I wish I could have you as a teacher for the rest of my education. Ray, although you were not a teacher of mine, I would like to thank you for being such a good person in my life. My family. Mom, thank you for always supporting me in every way possible and getting my strange sense of humor. Dad, for always picking up the phone when I call and seeing me the second you can. Paul, for sharing that same strange sense of humor with me, as well as always being there for me day or night. And Alex, thank you for watching dorky TV shows about superheroes with me, making sure we always have stuff for chocolate milk in the house, and having random yelling contests in the car that somehow always make me feel better. Thank you, Grandma, Uncle Dutsa, Grandpa, and Aunt Lydia, for reminding me and showing me where one branch of my family tree comes from. It has truly changed my life. To all my friends and classmates, thank you for giving me the opportunity to let me get to know you, whether it's been over the course of 7 years or only this one. Asha, thank you for tolerating my non-stop love for Jack Johnson and being the only one to tear through LAX with me. Sophia, for always slapping the sense into me and making me so happy when I come home and see you already there, eating something out of the fridge and wearing my shoes. You girls have really pulled me through a lot of hard times, as well as been there for me through the good ones, and I love you for that. Brittany, I've loved getting to know you over the past 2 years, and thank you for always making me laugh and showing me the good side of things when I'm just facing the bad. Olivia, you will always be our little dignity bear, and I love all the times we've had together, from finding out that, indeed, the chicken came first, to having mud fights with Asha in the pouring rain. Ruby, thank you for always being someone I can stand by when I'm tired and everyone else is insane, and for being one of the nicest people I have ever known. Maddie, thank you for always getting what I'm trying to say, even when it sounds like I'm speaking in a whole other language, and sharing so many fun memories with me over the course of 7 years. I love you. Guys, thanks for showing me every single 80s song there is out there and making me smile when I need to. I am just so grateful I've been able to spend so much of my education here at Oak Grove, and it makes me incredibly happy to say I will be continuing on next year. Looking back, I have grown a lot from the girl who was obsessed with The Nightmare Before Christmas and always wore a Batman shirt with red Chinese pajama pants to the girl I am today. And Oak Grove has seen me change from that girl to this one, and I'm so lucky to say that it will see me change many more times until it's time for me to leave. And in this time, I will continue to grow and become who I am meant to be and find my own place in this world. Whether I end up an interior designer, chef, graphic designer, or something completely different, I know that I will be able to accept who I am with grace and happiness, because Oak Grove has shown me that you don't need to worry about what anyone else thinks. As Uta Hagen once said, we must overcome the notion that we must be regular. It robs you of the chance to be extraordinary.
You almost blocked that with that.
Hello. Many of you probably don't know me, but many of you do. My name is Noah Gilman and I was new to Oak Grove this year. At the beginning, I was so extremely nervous. I didn't know anybody in my class and some people I hadn't even met yet. The first day in class, I didn't know where to sit. I hadn't made any friends. I was used to staying in one class with the same people. That's how it was for me until now. I had the same friends, knew the same people, and was basically with the same school for 8 years. Right away, everyone was being so nice and inviting me into this group that had been together and taken years to build. Over the next couple of weeks, all of my time was spent trying to become more social with these kids, learning as much as I could about them and showing them what kind of person I was. I put so much effort into my social life, I didn't notice that my schoolwork was slipping. Almost every year before this one, I've been one of the slackers in class. And you couldn't tell from looking at them, but slackers are extremely unhappy. Last summer, I thought maybe I can do something different. When I started slacking again, I panicked. I was falling behind, so I hit the gas as hard as I could and tried to work to dig myself out of the rut I was in. Everyone who's seen my schoolwork might not think it's very good, but I can tell you what a huge improvement it's been from the previous years. All of my previous classes encouraged music, but didn't offer very good music classes. After coming to Oak Grove, my musical abilities has increased tenfold. My biggest hope for the high school is that the music class is at least half as good as it was this year. But I think my absolute favorite thing about Oak Grove is the campus. Not how beautiful it is, but how secluded it is. This is the first year where I haven't had to walk by another school who like to harass everybody who wasn't them. Last but not least, I'd like to just thank my dad, Andy, because without him I never could have gone here. And I think Oak Grove is the best school ever, and it's one of the only schools who would let me do something like this.
Krishnamurti once said, "The function of education is not to imitate anybody, but be yourself all the time." I'm Ruby Doss. Krishnamurti died 10 years before I was born. Oak Grove School was founded 11 years before that, but these two events have made a major impact on my life. I started Oak Grove in the 4th grade, 5 years ago. When I first came, I was nervous about what I might find. Hard work, no friends, or maybe strict teachers. As a result of this, I didn't want to talk to anybody except my best friend, Alexis. We were attached at the hip for most of that year. As I said, I didn't know what I would find here, but what I found at Oak Grove is me. I'm an equestrian, an entrepreneur, and an academically motivated student. I'm quiet, but I'm not shy, and I'm cautious, but not fearful. This school allows people to be themselves without having to worry about what other people might think. There's no use hiding anything anyway because it's so small that everybody will find out. The school's size really makes it easy to just be you. Recently, a non-Oak Grove friend asked me if I thought she would fit in at Oak Grove. I told her that at Oak Grove, you fit in by being yourself. I'm grateful to everybody that has made the Oak Grove experience possible for me. Thank you, Adrian, for supporting my personal summer camp business and making sure it is safe for the campers. Thank you to Merity for letting us start an Oak Grove equestrian team, even though only 4 students were interested. Thank you to Ron, Ray, and all my teachers for listening to me even when you could barely hear me. Thank you to my grandparents for unconditionally loving me, even when I don't always act like a typical kid, when I'd rather talk about one of my businesses than movies or fashion. I want to especially thank my grandpa, Poppy, for teaching me how to work hard and have integrity. These qualities have helped me to know myself even more. Thank you to my parents for supporting me and for making it financially possible for me to go to this school. People ask if Oak Grove, with its natural setting, calling teachers by their first names, and non-stressful academic program, is actually preparing students for the real world. I don't know if Oak Grove is preparing me for the real world with war, competition, greed, and suffering, but what I do know is that Oak Grove continues to prepare me for the world that I want to live in.
Alrighty. that's loud. Okay.
My name is Kai, and I have attended Oak Grove for 3 years. My previous years of education took place at a Title I public school. I lived through that to get to here, or I wish to stay where trees stand instead of cheap basketball hoops. My previous school makes you appreciate all the wonders Oak Grove School gives its students as well as its community. So to describe that to you, I wrote a poem, a from-to poem, which tells what I did there to get to here. From having to walk through chain link fencing used to keep kids at my old school, to walking through a grove of oak trees at Oak Grove School. From only hearing the squawking of crows as the laugh of the kids entering the cement buildings at my old school, to hearing multiple critters and birds all chirping and singing like every day is spring at Oak Grove. From reading graffiti on the desk, which keep me more interested than any book in the old school's library, to finding an awesome book on almost every shelf in Oak Grove Library. From referring to my classmates as them at my old school, to referring to my classmates and I as us at Oak Grove School. Wow, the end has not been cooperative. From eating processed food transported from over 100 miles away at my old school, to eating whole food with ingredients grown less than a mile away at Oak Grove School. From stepping on old linoleum tile in the hallway of my old school, to placing my feet on wood that makes a happy clunk with every step on the decks of Oak Grove School. Before I leave this podium, I want to thank my parents for all the support and time and energy they took to drive my sister and I to Oak Grove. And I want to thank my grandma Susan for making my Oak Grove education possible. Lastly, I would like to thank all the teachers that have supported me and dug me out of that educational hole I dug myself into at my previous school. Thanks.
My name is Brittany, and I've been at Oak Grove School for 2 years. When I first came to Oak Grove, I wasn't nervous because I had known all the girls from when I visited. Oak Grove School is where I had some of my favorite moments, like laughing with Alyssa and Chloe and then running into the door, going to my first party at Ruby's house, which was extremely special because Ruby was the first person I met at Oak Grove, Alyssa's Halloween and birthday parties, trick-or-treating with Sophia and the guys, El Capitan camping trips, Utah and Wyoming trips, Christmas parties, Matilla Canyon, volleyball trips and games, gardening trips, and internships. I also learned a lot being at Oak Grove mentally and physically, like Ron teaching me Algebra 1 and pre-algebra, Faith teaching me about the Renaissance, how to play volleyball, how to do flips on the bars thanks to Ruby, how to oil paint thanks to Christy, snowshoe, how to downhill ski, cross-country ski, river raft, kayak, paddle a boat, and how to become a marine biologist from my advisory internship at the UCSB Marine Biolab. I learned more about my classmates and friends, and I'm excited to be with them for the next 4 years. I'm sad to see some of my classmates leave, but I know they're going to have a fun time at their new schools. I'm excited to go on a new adventure in the high school and see what it has in store for me. My favorite saying is, shoot for the moon, and even if you miss, you'll land among the stars. To me, this saying means aim for the highest goal, and if I fail, my friends will be there to help and catch me. On that note, I would like to thank my friends, my parents, Faith, Meredy, Ron, Megan, Karen, Camille, Raquel, Aaron, and Christy, and the rest of the Oak Grove staff.
My name is Gianni Garubo, and for me, the years just roll by. Preschool, kindergarten, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and now 8th grade. I've been here at Oak Grove School since I was 4 years old. From playing in the sandbox and baking dog treats to performing my first play as a bear, Oak Grove has been an amazing school for me personally. Learning how to type and solve basic math in the computer lab with Patrick, making various ceramic creations with Christy, learning how to play lowrider with Aaron, playing the Spanish word game Pancho Croncho with Raquel, arguing with my teacher whether lighters existed in the Revolutionary War era, She was bewildered when she found out they did not. Reading Milkweed Under a Tree, traveling to Wyoming, a state I've never been to before, and having the best time. We hiked and cross-country skied until we were dead tired. Dorms were fun as everyone was up either selling candy bars to one another or playing cards. This year, going to Utah was even more exciting than Wyoming, hiking up huge mountains and slowly making our way down the Colorado River. All of these memories I will carry with me into my next stage of life. I'm excited that I will continue my education at Oak Grove School next year. One of the many things that have made my Oak Grove experience so great are my friends. Many have left the school, while there are still some who have been in the school since I have first attended. Good friends can make all the difference in the world, since you go camping with them at least 2 times a year, as well as bike days. I'm grateful to have the friends that I have. I want to thank those who really helped me this year. To my mom, for moving to Ojai so that I could attend this school and for helping me with school life. My dad, even though you live far away, I appreciate everything you have done for me and for having the best vacations when I come to visit you. To all my grandparents, for supporting me. To Ron, for making math easy to understand and for being the best teacher. Faith, for teaching me how to write a solid paper and how to manage my time correctly. I am grateful for everything I have and for having the opportunity to go to this school.
Hi, I'm Marsha and this is my story. I took a leap of faith coming here. I was in the process of moving here from LA, the place where I grew up, and I had to start over. A fresh start, some would call it. To me, it wasn't something I was looking forward to all that much. I was astonished at how welcoming everyone was here. Already within a short period of 2 months, I had bonds with these people that take years to create. So soon, I am leaving junior high, but it feels as if this year has just flown by. Looking back on the year, I will have nothing but good memories to take with me. I am filled with gratitude because during this year I have had so many fantastic experiences, gone on so many trips. It literally feels like this year has just been an ongoing adventure. All this and more wouldn't have been possible without Oak Grove. I'm looking forward to next year, 9th grade, high school. My life is zooming by before my eyes. A new year to grow, to have new relationships with my peers and teachers, and to most importantly have fun. I can't wait to see what's in store for the upcoming year. I have so many people to thank for getting me to the place where I am today. I thank my parents first and foremost for supporting, believing, and loving me. My mom because she's an amazing woman, and without her to look up to, I wouldn't be the person I am today. My dad for being there when he can and for always supporting me no matter what. I would like to thank my grandma for making my Oak Grove education possible. I would also like to thank the rest of my family and friends for being there at every play, graduation, and function of mine, so that when I look into the crowd, I know someone will be there to smile and wave. Last but certainly not least, all my teachers that have made an impact on my education, who have given me a place to learn and excel, particularly the teachers that I've had this year, Ron, Faith, and Karen. These people and more are the ones that I would like to take this chance to thank so that they know that they are appreciated. I'm very excited, eager, and nervous for the rest of my experience at Oak Grove to unfold, but I know that this is the place where I belong. So as I reflected on the year and wrote this speech, I asked myself if I regretted taking that leap of faith coming here. And my answer? No, not at all.
Eighth grade, I was average. I can't remember eighth grade. You didn't?
Hello, my name is William Moses. I have been going to Oak Grove School for the past 2 years. It was here I started my secondary school experience, and it has been one heck of a ride. I met tons of new people and built lots of strong relationships with the faculty and students. For the first part of 7th grade, I felt like the odd man out. I was short on friends and, to be honest, kind of shy. It wasn't until a group of kids asked if I wanted to hang out with them that I felt like I was accepted into the fold. And that is one of the things that makes this school so great. People aren't afraid to reach out to others and lend a hand. But by far, the people who have supported me most during this past year have been Ron and Faith. Thank you, Ron and Faith. Thank you for supporting me during my hours of need and working with me to improve my schoolwork. And thanks to all the other teachers for sharing their knowledge and making this school year one of the finest in my life. I'm now leaving middle school and continuing on to high school. Sadly, I will not be continuing my education at Oak Grove. I'm transferring to Nordhoff High and will probably spend the remainder of my education there. However, I will not forget the lessons learned from my teachers and peers, for their lessons have helped set a foundation for future relations. And hopefully there will be people like you wherever I go. But no matter who I meet or what friends I'll make, I'll never forget the people of Oak Grove School. Because it is unlike any I've ever attended, it has taken me places I can only imagine, everywhere from the frozen tundra of Wyoming to the scorching desert of the Utah Plateaus. It was on these trips that new friendships were formed and old ones strengthened. My most memorable trip was in 7th grade to Wyoming. It was there that I became clear where I stood with my peers and what role I had within the group. I was officially part of the Oak Grove Groove. Now that my time here is done and I'm off to new school, I am proud to have been a part of this extended family experience. Thank you, Oak Grove School, for making my time here truly memorable.
Hi, my name is Olivia. I've been at Oak Grove for 3 years now, although it feels like I've been here just as long as everybody else. When I first came here, in 6th grade, I was shy and unsure of myself. I had just moved from Ventura, and I didn't really know anybody. I'd always thought it would be fun to be the new girl. I was right. At Oak Grove, everybody was nice to me. On my first day, I made friends right away. Before, I'd gone to a public elementary school. There, not everybody was friendly, and some kids were mean. There were popular kids, bullies, and cliques. When I came to Oak Grove, I wasn't sure who my friends were. I wasn't even sure who I was. I love how intimate Oak Grove is. Over the years, I've grown so close to my classmates and teachers. When there are no more than 16 kids in your class, it's hard not to be friends with all of them. Throughout the years, they have been so supportive of me, and I can only thank them for that. I have made some of the most wonderful friends at Oak Grove, and I hope to continue doing so. I've never really done very well in learning in a large group environment. In 6th grade, I was struggling with math, and I wasn't a very good test taker. Over the last few years, with Ron as my math teacher, I've learned that math isn't as hard as I thought it was. It's not so much a chore anymore. I've also become more confident at Oak Grove. I can relax when I'm taking a test, because I've realized that it isn't that big of a deal. I would like to thank Ron for helping me so much with my math and for being a great teacher. I am so thankful to Faith for continually helping me with my grammar, writing, and history. I feel like I have improved greatly in humanities class and also since I've been at Oak Grove. So I'd like to thank Megan, who was my humanities teacher last year. Also, Karen, for opening my eyes to the world outside of Oak Grove. And thank you to my parents, who have made it possible for me to be at Oak Grove. You have been so wonderful to me and supported me throughout my life. I am so thankful to have you. And last but certainly not least, thank you to Jack, my brother, for always being there when I need you. Ever since I've been at Oak Grove, I feel like I've really grown into myself. I've become the responsible and mature person that I'm happy to say I am today.
My name's Cooper. I've been to a lot of schools over the past 10 years, and they've all had their ups and downs. Four Winds, aside from Oak Grove, has been my fondest school. Preschool was amazing. Napping all day, painting with your fingers, getting 2-hour-long breaks. It was awesome. But that was a long time ago, and the memories are getting dim. The school after that was San Antonio. At San Antonio, I met some of the people that have changed my life to make it how it is today, and I had a lot of good experiences at the school. My all-time best friend, Nick, and I aren't very close anymore, but at San Antonio we were inseparable, practically tied at the hip. We wouldn't even leave each other on the weekends. My house one night, his the other, and all day Sunday until we were forced to be brought home. In 4th grade, I decided to make a change and go to Topa Topa, the biggest public school in the Ojai Valley. Less than a month later, I made another change, loathing the school so much that I just had to leave. Topa was the only bad experience for me. I just didn't fit in and really didn't feel like my teacher was teaching me anything. After the short period of time that belonged to Topa Topa, I went back to San Antonio to find that we had a whole new class, 10 new kids at least, and a completely different class setup. After another 2 years of having absolutely no homework, but thinking that it was a lot, 6th grade was a slap in the face. When I went to OVS, I was worried. I'd stayed in the same place for so long that I was afraid of the unknown and didn't know what the new school was going to be like. I was surprised when I enjoyed the first week, loving the new teachers and a new group of kids to tackle into friendship. 6th grade flew by, and so did 7th, but halfway through 7th I dropped out of OVS and jumped into independent study with one of the most free-souled and morally correct people I've ever met, or I've ever had the pleasure of spending time with, Shane Hurling. Me and Shane focused a lot on what I wanted to do, and not what academics I hadn't finished this year. After 3 months of the most entertaining school experience I'd had, summer started and I forgot all about school. That is, until my parents told me I was going to be going to Oak Grove School. Oak Grove had a rougher starting than OVS did, but paid off in the long haul. After a couple months, I felt like I was entering the point where people started accepting me, and accepting who I was, and I started making friends. The teachers at Oak Grove are amazing. They all show so much support for the student body, and are always open for criticism or ideas on topics for class or class events. Oak Grove has taught me a valuable lesson in life. It's not to stain who I am, but to embrace myself. A lesson that I will keep with me until the day I die. Thanks.
Hi, my name is Sophia Montano. I've been at Oak Grove School since 3rd grade. The people I have met here have become like a family to me. I love the time that we have spent camping, studying, and just being together. All of the students here have had such a large impact on my life, and I am so happy that I have grown to love each and every one of them. I can honestly say that they get me, even the new kids. They understand my tantrums, my jokes, and everything else in between. The faculty at this school have always supported me in my music, sports, and academics. From that, I have been given the chance to become part of a larger world through Oak Grove's teachings. I have been able to comprehend and create things that in other schools may not be as popular, such as free thinking and creative learning. Being here has helped me mature as a person. Not only do I think for myself, but I have also become good at listening and learning from my mistakes and the mistakes of others. I know that if I had not come to this school, that my interest in learning probably would have changed and my passion for knowledge would have disappeared. While every classmate holds a special place in my heart and has played a critical part in making the making of Sophia, I can't leave 8th grade without acknowledging the 3 people that have always been there, and I'm talking all the way back to my first day of 3rd grade. These 3 have had such positive influences on growing up as an Oak Grove kid. Kyle, Johnny, and Chloe. Kyle, you are my rock climbing buddy. I will never forget how we used to hang out every Friday. I trust you with my life. Johnny, you have always been the funny man, and I will never trade our friendship for anything in the world. And last but not least, Chloe. I love you more than words can describe. You are my sister, protector just as I am yours. You are my love Tom. I can do it. Okay. The Oak Grove family has not just helped me grow and mature, but they have helped shape and create the person that I will be in the future. I love this place. What I am trying to say most of all is I love you guys.
I've been asked for a lame soccer joke, but ever since Holland lost the World Cup, I've just been really depressed. So that's tough. Nonetheless, I do want to go on the record. Luckily, I got another nationality after Holland lost the World Cup, and so I'm now also American. And I really hope that all of you will become professional soccer players, and that under the leadership of Ron and Bo, you will win the World Cup for America. So, so yes. Dear students, I want to welcome you to high school. Many of you will continue at Oak Grove, and we are looking forward to seeing you at the high school next year. I'm confident that you will find many meaningful and playful opportunities for learning and growing. For those of you who are going to other schools, visit us often. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in honoring the 8th graders for all their hard work this year and to wish them success in the years to come.